All right, babe, what we got?
All right, we got you cups that you started making and some of your coasters and tree ornaments. We are going to start selling these. We've sold a few back at the outing and gave away some outings at the October outing. So you can contact us by Facebook or email. And later on, we'll probably get an Etsy store going, but we got the ceramic. Then we have the metal.
The ceramic is 10.
10, yeah. And then we have the metal with the top. Now, don't pay this no attention. This was a practice one and she got it backwards, but hey, it worked for me. So
this one's 12.
Yep.
And then we have the skinny tumblers.
Right, and there's all kind of designs. There's one for more homesteading, farming.
These are all 20.
So, and it's something for our homestead to have a little extra money come in. Plus, she just likes making stuff. So, hey, I'm cool with it, you know. So, just different things here. And she might even... Huh?
I love how he's being beamed up.
Yep. Through the... If y'all can see the UFO.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Or they don't call them UFOs no more. It's UFPs.
UFP.
I don't know why. Every time I turn around, somebody's giving something a new name. So.
This is our Christmas one. Yep. It says Santa Squatch. And as you can see,
right,
he's got the plaid and the hat and got some woods there.
So.
And this does have Bigfoot on it.
Yep.
And then the last one is a pink one.
Yep. So we'll have these up for sale. And then she has the tree ornaments. Excuse me if I can pick one up without it. And some of them are natural. I mean, they're not Bigfoot related.
Well, we can make them Bigfoot related.
She's got one somewhere, or did have.
Yeah, they're out in the stuff.
And then the little magnet sticker.
Yep.
Also,
refrigerator magnet.
She can make these. So
mouse pads and coasters.
Yep. So.
And guys, we can put any designs you want on there. We can customize.
Yeah. So
that's kind of what we've been doing, is customizing the ornaments for people. We've got one that is this is the front, and then the back has like 3 ornaments here, and then the name and date that or the year rather, name and year. So we can customize and do anything you want.
This is our regular Cedar Creek Bottoms farmstead. Of course, you see the egg, chicken, the little Bigfoot feet, and rabbit.
This side's better.
All right, well, okay. But you see...
This is ours.
Yeah, but also this is ours too, which happens backwards. But if you see that, that's the fireside chat side.
Yep.
So...
And it says Cedar Creek Bottoms also here.
So, that's us there. You'll probably see some farm all stuff popping up pretty soon. And some other stuff. When she gets her dairy cow, I guess we'll be putting a dairy cow on something.
You know we will.
But we just want to show y'all that. I know it's getting toward Christmas. So if you got Bigfoot people in your family, there you go.
Or farmsteading.
Or farm.
We do have this. And we can custom make with photos and things like that as well.
Right. So, and you said we was going to be able to make some stickers later down the road?
Hopefully, yes.
Okay, so you know I'm going to be having some farm off stickers made, and plus some of those right there.
Yep.
All right, anything else that you want to talk about real quick?
Not at the moment, so be watching for the launch of that Etsy store. Etsy, Etsy, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think most everybody says Etsy. So, well, this is Mark from Cedar Creek Bottoms and Rebecca from Cedar Creek Bottoms Farmstead. And this will be with our fireside chat, but hopefully she can also put it with hers that she does on Tuesdays.
Yep.
That way, and I am going to start doing some homesteading stuff too, y'all. So it's coming.
But it'll be on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Because homesteading is Tuesday, fireside chats is Friday.
Unless we go to 3 videos a week.
Yes. So.
But we'll see.
We thought about doing a live.
I thought about doing that down the road here. Maybe I don't know what night to do that on. I had to do that on like a Friday night or something.
Nope, that's fireside.
Uh,
So Monday? No. Probably have to be Thursday or
we'd have to do it early.
Sunday or Saturday. Yeah. Probably Saturday would be the best.
Well, that's deep south at night, unless we done ours early.
No, he does his Sunday.
No, he does.
Their
his
live
Saturday
is Saturday night. Yeah.
So
we'll figure it out, guys. Y'all let us know what works for y'all. Even let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know on that. We might start doing a little live talking about homesteading and Bigfoot and just everyday life. Because we need to talk about everyday life. Woo!
Yes. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
We can add y'all to our daily facepalm moments.
All right, y'all. We're gonna get off here. Y'all have a good day. We'll see you later. Bye,
Bye guys.
Hey, this is Mark from Cedar Creek Bottoms Farmstead Life with another fireside chat, and I got a friend of mine today, Kenny, and I'm gonna let him tell you a little bit about his experiences up on Creepy Mountain and other places that he's hunted and been around. And glad to have you on here today, Bubba.
Well, you too, Bubba. Heck yeah.
So, how you want me to just ask you some questions, or do you?
Yeah, however you want to do it.
Want to start it off?
All I know is the first time I ever encountered anything was with you up there on that at the sign-in booth or whatever it was.
Sign-in board, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
and we're sitting there in your truck. We actually was out there trying to get them guys on four-wheeler that was poaching.
Yeah.
Out there at the time, me, you, and Little John, and I think Adam.
Was it Adam there?
Yeah.
Adam was probably there.
Yeah, and I had at that time the girl I was seeing, I had her son with me.
Right.
Yeah, Justin. Yeah. And remember he wouldn't get out of the truck no more. But we were up there, and I guess it was a good couple 100-yard stretch down the bottom there. Y'all just had to put gravel out.
Right.
And something stepped out in the woods. Like I said, I'd seen the silhouette or something. I was looking at it, and it was real skinny and real tall. And then I talked to you, I asked you, you said you see that too, and giggled. And by the time we looked back, it turned broadside kind of.
Yeah, same way it did Little John.
And then it was, you could see arms and legs, and the hands were down, down close to its feet, it looked like. And then me being me, remember I snatched the spotlight up, and I went to hit, and then tore off through the woods and all that. And then.
How big do you think that one was at that time? How tall do you think he was?
Shoot, man, if that thing wasn't 10 foot or better, it wasn't nothing.
Yeah,
it was huge. I mean, it was good enough for I could see it from that far away.
It was probably that old big boy that's always been up there.
It was big. It was about that, when it turned, it was about that wide.
Yeah, he looked real. I know when he's turned this way,
he was slender.
You stand behind that tree there and you never see him. It's weird how them up there are like that. I never have seen none of them chunky. I mean, they're slender, got that built like a track star, I call it. But now when they turn and face you,
they're real broad.
They're broad. So.
Yeah.
But I know one time you went up there, went fishing. And
yeah, last time I went.
You went up there to the lake, so you can tell a little bit about that if you want to.
Yeah, I remember I'd called you up. I asked you if I'd go fishing out there or whatever. And I was out there fishing, and I was in my car, and I drove all the way down there to the dam part of it. And I wished I hadn't have done that because it was hard to get out of there once I decided it was time to go. I was catching fish too right there where them pines were laid down in that side right there.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember calling you, asking you, I said, man, anybody out here or something like that, or I text you or something. And then you was like, you just told me, whatever you do, just don't holler out like, hey, something like that. And I wasn't hollering out nothing, but trying to find my keys. Once this thing, there was something behind me doing these little like whoop, like sound like, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Behind me over that deep spot right behind the dam right there.
Yeah, down
And
the spillway.
Yeah, and then I can't remember if something got thrown in the water or what, but I heard a splash, and that was time, and I was like, yeah,
Well, you done had that feeling that something was looking
yeah,
at you,
if something's there.
Yeah.
When I was around there where them sea-doos were up there on the bank, right there is where that started. Something, I was like, man, got the feeling something's checking me out, following me around, but I couldn't shake it. When you're at a new place like that, where you never been before, you automatically get that feeling like you're being watched,
Right.
like that. But it did that, and I was like, yeah, it's just because I ain't never been out here by myself. I always been out there with you, or at that time Larry, and well, about that time that feeling got strong, and then I felt like I had eyes on my back, and the uneasy feeling would not go away.
Right. Oh,
and then when we got back around there, that boot box crap started going on, and I told you, I said, yeah, I ain't sticking. I can't do this. I can't be out here by myself. It's freaking me out.
It'll do it. Even when you know they're there, you'll still get the heebie-jeebies.
And the night that we was out there when y'all were camping, and we came out there and it started raining on us.
Right.
I know beavers get in ponds and still do their thing, mainly through the nights and stuff like that. But I know when a good drizzle like that comes on, they usually get somewhere too.
Yeah.
And splashing. And I know you said there's I guess a grown-up pair of beavers out there where they done had some babies or something, but the splashing that far away apart, and then the eyes that we seen with the light over there at that beaver dam, whatever, that obviously was the big beavers, I guess, but something was getting thrown in that water. That splash wasn't no some guineas.
Yeah.
The splash wasn't no beaver tail. It was something huge got thrown in that water. And that was a little freaky. And then we started seeing the eyeballs, and then somebody said it was the glare of the lights or the rain falling. Who's shining lights?
Right.
I mean, we were seeing eyeballs with no light.
Yeah.
And the Snicker bar on top of the car, or somebody put a candy bar on top of their car at night. I seen that down in that bottom. And remember, we walked up, seen that impression in that mud hole where we right here looking straight ahead. The road that went that way, right around that little bend, right past that little house thing, that little shack.
Yeah.
Right there. Seen that looked like something had stepped in it and turned around, whatever. It looked like a foot had been turned around, but you really couldn't make out any detail of it. But come back, and I thought it might have been Adam. Maybe put the candy bar on top of something. On top of it, it was gone.
Yeah.
And the wrapper was tore open and on the ground.
Yeah. Adam sometimes would carry food up there like that, like a Snickers or something, and leave it. And most of the time it disappeared.
And what they call it, samurai chatter stuff. We heard a lot of that night. He was playing the music.
Yeah, because Adam would come play the flute or the guitar.
Yeah, he's playing the guitar at night.
And boy, sometimes it seemed like it'd get them going, boy. It just, I don't know, they'd get yeah, you're right. That's
it was spooky.
I played the audio that Keith caught that time, and then of course Adam's got a bunch of audio. I got to get him on here before he gets moved off. But
yeah, he's moving to Tennessee, ain't
he? Yeah, but he's got some good recording. He's got a lot of chatter. He's got a lot of that, and then that pop, 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 whatever. I think they do that with their mouth.
I remember because we was standing there and he's playing his music, and I was like, I kept seeing something over there, and he said, "Man, you're seeing the skyline." I said, "No, the skyline's up there." I said, then if that's the skyline, then what is that? And he goes, "Oh my God," jumped up freaking out. I'm like, "There it is," and started snatching stuff around, and then all of a sudden something small took off running, and then you heard them mumbling like, and then something small ran off, and then and you can see the eyes like moving, like it was getting situated, squatted down or something, about that high off the ground, and then it took off too, and then he started playing again, it quieted down a little bit, and he moved his camera and stuff that way, and then it came up right there. Again, that was it though. That's the last time we saw before we left. Little John had to go, and I rode with him that night. And
yeah, I never forget the night Little John got his first taste of it was when that slapped the. You remember, it used to have the little bitty sign-in board right there on the bank.
Yeah, right there on the right.
Yeah.
Yep.
He pulled up there, and I had to run to the house real quick. And I remember him calling me on the phone, "Hurry up, get back up here."
See, I wouldn't have done that. I would have rode with you home.
Something slapped that thing, and then me and him was sitting on the tailgate just like we were that night with you, and that thing. In fact, Little John spied it before I did. He said, "Mark, hey, like something kneeling down on the side of the road down yonder, and I mean it wasn't 30 seconds later it gets up and walks across that road just like it did with you that time, and I mean, you know, it showed itself to us. And
a buddy of mine was dating this girl that lived down past there, and she done moved now and they ain't together anymore. But anyway, her son hit a deer right around in there, and they was telling me this about 2 weeks ago. Hit a deer right in there, and they had he turned around. When he come back, the deer was gone. I mean, and when he first stopped, she said, you better go take pictures of it for your insurance and all this stuff. And he went back down there to take pictures of it. The deer was gone. You can see drag marks up into the woods. Everything right in that curve, right there where you go up to the sign in, right in that curve.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about now. When was it? How long has this been ago?
He told me this had been, I guess, around the end of last deer season. Earlier this year, around February, I guess, March, I don't know, but it was still cold outside, but the 2 weeks ago is when they told me about it.
That's cool. That's a new one.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I mean,
the deer was hit, and it was obviously dead. The neck was broke. I mean, it was done. I mean, it was a pretty bad sight. It crushed its head. The head bumper caught the head, and he was running 50, 55 when he hit it.
Yeah. Okay.
And so when he turned around to go take pictures of it, it wasn't 10 minutes. We went past, and it was gone.
We've had deer go missing on the club, especially used to when we was running dogs. You know, a lot of people wouldn't get a good killing shot. And of course, deer run on off over there, and then the dogs a lot of times would trail the deer and bay it up for us. And then a lot of times dogs just go over there and be baying in the area, and there wouldn't be nothing there. You know, I don't know how we've had that happen several times, and several times people have killed a few up there, and then called one of us that had dogs, go up there and track it, and we couldn't ever find a deer.
That's another thing. Remember I came and got, what was your dog, Charlie? Or what was your dog's name I come and got that time?
The bird dog?
Yeah, a Walker.
Oh, yeah.
The old dog, the older dog.
Raven.
Yeah, well, I come and got him, remember? Because I killed like the biggest buck I ever shot in my life over here on 49 and on 280 side of 49 right there at the Payne's place. And I shot it 25 yards downhill, straight in the chest. We found bone, blood, and everything, followed it. And we couldn't ever, that's when I asked you about your dog, and then you let me come get him. And I took him out there, and he took us straight to this little bedding spot where it was up under some stuff, and you look like a 5-gallon bucket of blood got poured out. And then he whimpered, and that was it. I mean, there was no more trail of it. And old dude at the store was talking about it. As a matter of fact, I was talking about it to, back then, it was a new game warden black guy. He was riding around with the game warden, and I can't remember their names though, but and this old man sitting there at that store, he said, I know I got you deer. The same thing that walked up under me in my stand 25 years ago out there. He said, and that's what caused me not to go back in them woods ever again. He said, there's a big old monkey rocking around out there. Yeah. I just looked at him and laughed, looked at the game warden said, I ain't saying nothing. All I know is there's stuff in these woods that I'm telling you, you better be careful out there. That stuff like that. Yeah. So nobody knows what's in these woods for real.
Now the night with the Snickers bar, that's where we was camped at the beaver pond, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. We had to walk up in there to the...
Up there it had all the rocks, like the slate rock or whatever. Wasn't a bunch of rocks right in that area past the dam?
No,
that's where we was at.
Okay, now there was one time you came...
We was in the field.
Right down from the sign-in board, that first field, we called it the women's kids field, because that's only who's supposed to hunt, it's women and kids.
Yep, that's where you found the tracks and all the shells. Yeah. And remember, I had Kelsey with me, my daughter, and Justin that time, and they both freaked out and was ready to go.
Yeah, because there was some chattering going on that night up there.
Following them around, the kids.
Yeah, and because we kept hearing that, you know, going on, and
it was crazy. Yeah, I know my daughter. It takes a lot to spook her in any way. No matter, ever since she was been able to walk, and she's still this day. She was like, "Yeah, I don't care nothing about going back up there." Yeah. So, and she jumps out of perfectly good planes all the time, skydiving and stuff. Right. I mean, she's not easily scared.
It's not normal. It's not what we are raised to think about. Yeah. I mean, and like when I first seen my first one in 2007, I tell everybody it's a reality check. I found out there's more on this earth than we think there are.
Oh yeah.
Now I know your wife has had that experience, so I know she's not here to tell it, but.
Let's see, what was that? Oh yeah, we was camping down in Hollins, down there off of 007 and 49 right there. Well, I guess, what is that? When you come into Hollins, you go across the tracks and you stay to the right on the pavement instead of going to the Christmas tree farm. You go down toward the
Midway Hunting Club in there.
Yeah. Well, you get all the way to the stop sign, you got Hatchet Creek.
Right.
Down there. Take a right, you go up there, there's that old church that they still have the original pews and all from like the early 1800s, late 1700s. Down there, Hatchet,
Oh, you're talking about the old Presbyterian church?
Yes, yeah. on the left
down there, what they call Brownsville.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, right across the street from it is a big old white house where my buddy's daddy-in-law grew up at.
That old antebellum home.
Yep. And well, we about a mile and a half down in the woods down there is Hatchet Creek. Mm-hmm. Well, we camped out there at night, and on one side there wasn't nothing but straight up bluff. There is no getting up there from where we was at. You'd have to go, and it was half a mile long. I meant this way. And it was ungodly tall. And we were a good 80 yards from the bank of Hatchet Creek right there with the fire going. And I had a tenderloin wrapped up in aluminum foil sitting on the edge of the fire was cooking. And we just sitting there and we drank beer and just grown-ups being grown-ups. I mean, not hurting nobody, just doing our thing. And earlier we had walked off, and Mr. Bill, we got back, Mr. Bill said, y'all getting pretty good at them Bigfoot calls? What are you talking about? He said, yeah, we've been hearing y'all all the way over there. I said, we was that way. We wasn't even over there. We never went that way he's talking about. He was hearing them whoops and whistles, and he called it hiccups and burping and all kind of crap. Yeah. And I was like, it wasn't us, we was that way. Well, later on through the night, we heard some limbs break. I looked at my buddy Roger, I was like, and Emily's like, I seen something move. And about that time, heard more limbs breaking, and a rock about that big came out of the shadows, man, and just landed in our fire and covered all of us in ambers. And we had to get up, and whatever, and that happened 3 more times. The rock got thrown from that, and that's 80 yards to that water. Everybody was accounted for too that was with us. And me or you both, there ain't no way we could have been on top of that bluff, throw the rock that big that far. Because that rock was, I mean, I had to two-hand it to hold it up. Right. I mean, it was huge. And hit that, and then we found a bunch of tracks, and then we found where we had heard some squealing going on. We knew it was pigs somewhere out there. And
Midway used to be full of them.
Well, right there in that one, you can tell where something sets up. They go right through that, under that bluff, and there's a little ledge, and there was blood everywhere, and something got killed right there. And they tried to say that, put that off on a big cat. We found big cat tracks too, though. Right. Out there, but there ain't no cat gonna throw no rock. No. And then that's right, not far from Miss Whitley and them.
Oh, I know. So, all back in there. Cause when I was a member of Midway Hunting Club, this is before I knew there was Bigfoot. When me and Larry were coon hunting down there all the time, we knew something was on that place. We've had trees fall at night, no wind blowing. I mean, you just starting dogs quit hunting down there, and I've heard some.
How did that happen during broad daylight too?
I've heard the whoops. Back then, I didn't know what the whoops were. I just thought it was some kind of bird or something. But that was a wild place.
Yeah. I
didn't realize how. Once I figured out Bigfoot existed.
It just sounds fun. I know people, I hate to say this, I mean, cut you off, but the Bigfoot thing about it, I mean, it makes it sound, because all the jokes people want to make, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, and they don't really know.
And then the Sasquatch or whatever, I don't care what they call it. All I know, there is something out there. I ain't seen it like a detailed face or nothing like that, except for one picture I've seen that was taken down in Hollins. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it was disfigured, and it was horrible looking. It was ugly, and it was huge. It looked like a big man, but with just like it's been through. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of them that they say look deformed. The one I seen in Lowndes County had to be probably a juvenile.
And leaving little stick figures entwined and not toys made or look like, I guess. Because the person we're talking about left food out. Right. Put it on a plate out there, and then next day there'd be toys made, or like a piece of fruit or something, or an acorn with a look like a little kid with pigtails in that twine sitting on the steps. Yeah, that stuff like that. That's what freaked me out down there when I seen that.
It's that area down there, and of course it ain't far from where we camped out for the outing. Back 1st of October where y'all came. And of course that's Little Hatchet Creek right there that runs toward Midway. There's a lot of Bigfoot activity in there. Me and a guy named Kevin went coon hunting. You know who I'm talking about. Worked over at Line 1 when I was over at Tack 1.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't living here now. He's up in Kansas. But me and him and Larry went down there one night, and I swear up and down there was something. We had parked right by the creek. You had to ford the creek in there, and I swear there was something come up on top of one of them banks. The one side was higher, and I swear there was something come up on top of that looking at us. And you know, to this day, I think it was one of them. I mean, I just don't have, you know, I didn't get it. I knew something come to the top of that little rise and looked at us a minute, then it turned around and left. But there's a lot of stuff, and I'm in Coosa County.
Hanover, eat up.
Hanover, up and down with Gulfco Creek.
I told you about the
Creek.
Hanover incident. Broad daylight, beautiful day. It was just cold outside. There was no wind. Sun was out. I'm sitting in my tree stand. I'm about 30 foot up in the air in my climber, and I hear ooh, like it, and then all of a sudden this tree, like it's big around, just
Pops,
hit the ground. I'm talking about 75 yards from me, and that freaked me out because I heard the like it several times, but I couldn't pinpoint where it was at.
Right.
And the bottom, I was at the bottom where 3 hollers met. There wasn't no, I couldn't tell where it was coming from. Then when I seen the tree fall, I climbed down and I left my tree stand and everything here and just. I fired my rifle twice in the air as I walked out though, because I was freaked out over that. Yeah. No wind, no nothing, and that perfectly healthy tree, about 4 foot off the ground. I walked right by it, broke. And not still together broke. I'm talking about separated.
It's back down in there when Hammer Mill used to own all that property in there.
This is right across from the in between the high school and the vocational school on the right hand side back there, all that.
Yeah.
McEwen's place and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a big old place back in there.
Mm-hmm.
We used to go bird hunting back there on some Kimberly Clark land.
And that's where it runs into Barton Ridge, old place.
Back in there. And across the road over on that old Hammer Mill, me and a guy in high school were hunting and seen something run up behind like that tree right there.
Mm-hmm.
Kept peeping out on us, but back then, you know what it was. You know, we just thought it was. You know, we got out of there pretty quick, but.
And the guy that place I was hunting at, he called me up that later on. It was in the same time. It was within a week or so of that happening. He's like, man, I don't know what you done stirred up in these woods back here. He said, but I just saw a monkey run through my yard. I was like, man, you need to quit smoking that stuff, man. Like, yeah. He said, no, Bubba. He said it was on all fours running like this. He said it was fast. And he said it was wide and black. Looked like a monkey, like a gorilla running across the yard, right there. And he said, you know, I ain't seen no turkeys. I ain't had no deer come up in the yard like normal, and the dog don't even want to stay outside no more.
That's a pretty much all-tale sign. It's like they over on our property.
And he's found handprints all over his car too on the back glass.
Did he take pictures of it?
No.
Dang.
Sure didn't. They don't. The guy I'm talking about, you know, I'm talking about. They don't think like we do. Yeah. But he had because his daughter had left candy all in the back glass, all up there on the back part under the windshield or the back glass. Yeah. And we assuming he was trying to, you know,
see if he could get
but there was handprints all over, little handprints and one real big one. He said, greasy, real greasy looking.
Yeah, they always greasy looking.
Said it had fingernails like it was a drag queen.
Yeah. Rebecca found some in her car at the house last year, inside the car. And a couple of times we keep finding the lights turned on, like something was playing inside the car. I told her to start locking the car. Yeah. But she didn't know that print was there till she went to work one morning and the sun hit it.
And glistened off of it.
And you could see that big old print inside the car. She's got a picture of it. I don't know where she done got off to, but
yeah, it's and like out here, man, we've been out here in the evenings, like from now, as soon as you start hearing the coyotes act up, that's when the whistling starts, and it follows you no matter where you go. You can hear it while that tractor's running that whistle.
You reckon these people care if we come down one night with you?
No, they probably wouldn't. We'll talk to them.
Just maybe go back there and back pasture and sit a little while, see if we hear anything.
Yeah,
I didn't get you up on the.
And two, like I said, they're never here. They do the weekend stuff, but I'll bill.
Yeah, I want permission.
Yeah, but they wouldn't. I don't think they'd.
Just I don't know what to tell them though.
Yeah.
There's the kicker. Some folks don't know how to take it.
I know she said that she's heard. She says like they'd be out here at night or whatever talking, her and her daughter, and they've heard like whistling.
Whistles, you know, there is a couple of birds.
It's a whistle, but it's like a. It's not like a. It's like a. But it's a whistle. Like I mean, I can't mimic
whistle.
it. No.
It's a whistle like something we would make.
Yeah, and why would it be following you around? You can hear it over that tractor running too.
That and
because we've been out here late before putting hay out for the cows and stuff. Because we got a late start that evening, and then me and nobody not communicating right, and well, he didn't, and I thought he did, or he thought I did. And I'd come out here and put cows, put some hay out for them, and it'd be getting dark on you, and down there around that hay barn and all that. That's where the spooky stuff starts.
Yeah.
It'll give you chills.
Yeah. Well, I mean
But yeah, I'm sure that'd be fine. We come out here and sit one night.
Yeah, I'd like to try it out because and I did get you back up on the mountain one night.
Yeah, I'd like to go out there.
Go up there and sit at the lake a little while and maybe sit at the signing. Now we got some people camping at the sign-in board now, so that's really a good thing.
Yeah.
That old boy's doing camping there with his family. I got a sneaky feeling before the end of the year's over, he's gonna get a little surprise up in there. But,
yeah. You'll know when he don't camp there no more.
That or he calls me, won't know what the devil's up on his hunting club.
Who's out here with us? You gonna
He got 3 kids with him, so that's automatically going to be
an alarming.
They're going to be attracted to that, and plus they're going to be attracted to his wife.
Yeah.
Because you know as well as I do, they love women and kids. Yep. I don't know if it's they're meaning harm to them, or if it's just because the women and kids seem more innocent, or what. I mean, it makes me not trust them though.
Yeah.
I would never trust them.
No, I don't trust. I wouldn't trust nothing like that around children.
You know, I ain't even gonna trust them around myself. I'm gonna watch them. You know.
You're right.
Because
I told you about the cave drawings and stuff over at DeSoto. My nephew worked there. He seen, and man, where it showed a gathering with one of them drawed like a big hairy man, sitting there with average looking people, but something real huge, and then it holding like where it's like a deer in half a deer and all that crap, and where it's all drawn in that cavern, in the DeSoto caverns back here in the back, where nobody gets to go.
Yeah, because they got it closed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about some of that stuff back there, and well, Chillsburg is full of them. I've got several sightings from up there right in almost downtown Chillsburg, and I mean, I got a site. You know, I worked that sighting from downtown Sylacauga, right there where the old Walmart used to be. You know, that creek, right there.
You talking about the old reservoir right there?
No.
Or you said the old Walmart.
Where, you know what, Walmart used to be in Oak Tree Plaza? You know, there's a creek comes from the hospital.
Yep, I know,
right there, you know, right there where Robo Motors is, that creek right there. And, you know, it runs under Oak Tree Plaza. You know, it's like a tunnel, then it comes out back there behind it. There was one seen right there, right off Fort Williams in that branch one night.
That's crazy.
You know, and that tells you they come into town. And a lot of people, you know, everybody wants to think they way out deep woods. They're living right around people.
And I've talked to the guys we've worked with through the years that, you know, got strung out on that dope and stuff real bad, and, you know, they stay in them woods a lot, and and of course nobody believes nothing they say because of what they're doing out in the woods. But some of them stuff kind of credible, what they talking about.
Well, that's like a guy told me one time. He said, because a man's drunk or he's on something don't mean he ain't seeing. So, I mean, now, yeah, of course, sometimes their mind maybe, but he said, they seen something. And he said, you know,
and you're more prone to see stuff that you wouldn't normally pay attention to also if you're, you know, if you got, you know, something else going on with your head. Right. But yeah, we go.
It's a different world.
Yeah.
It's a different world.
I'm not going to sit here and try to tell everybody I saw Bigfoot and all that, which I saw something. Yeah. And I was sitting right beside you, and you pretty much said what the silhouette of it. I didn't say like detail or nothing, but it was huge. Once it turned, it had 4 appendages. I mean, it had 2 legs and 2 arms, and the arms were down here. Yeah. And it was wide, and that's when I think I told you, I said, you know, I'm good to go back to the truck now. Everything, because I mean, like God Almighty.
Well, they're there. You ain't the only one that's seen them up there. There's been countless people who've seen them.
And over there at Guffey Creek at my brother's place over there, the hair I found on the tree, 10 foot up, had to stand on 2 5-gallon buckets. I was out there putting corn out and I had to get the hair off. I still got that in a baggie at home.
Yeah, I'd like to look at that one day.
It's crazy.
And well, maybe next time I get you on video again, because I'm going to get you on again.
Okay.
Maybe I have that when
Yeah, show it. And I got it dated too from where it was at. I got the Ziploc bag dated.
Does it look real coarse looking?
Yeah, it looks like hair growing off of hair. And it was, I'm talking about, it had to be 8, 9 feet off the ground on a broke limb, where the limb was broke and it pinched it or something and got pulled up. Had a hair follicle on it, looked like them barbs on that barbed wire fence. It was huge,
yeah, I'd like
follicles.
to look at that.
And it was real coarse and dingy feeling. You could, even off just the little bit of hair, you could feel the dinginess.
What color does the hair look like?
Like an auburnish brown, dark.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, man. I said it was like a reddish blonde, like a reddish brown or whatever. She said, Emma said it was more that.
Yeah, I'd like to look at that. Maybe.
I mean, I got 3 or 4 Ziploc bags full of, several pieces of it out right there. Was a wad.
Wow, I'd like to look at that, because keep up with it, because.
No, she's got it put up.
Well, anytime you hear of anything else going on somewhere down here in Coosa County, because I know this is more your stomping grounds.
Yeah.
And because I don't get to work Coosa County much anymore, I need to get hold of James, go back to his place. You remember old James out there from Nemac?
Yeah.
You know, he had a lot on his over at Mount Olive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had a lot going on over there.
Yeah, that's a hot spot over there, Mount Olive. That's 49 meets right there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's where it happened with that deer. You know, when I come and got your dog.
Yeah, that's and the old Brent has heard stuff down there behind their house.
Now, me and Brent sit there, we and him sitting on his back porch drinking one night, and he started telling me some stuff, and he's like, "Did you tell a soul?" He's like, I don't want nobody thinking I'm crazy, but I know. I said, Bubba, you forgetting, I've been in these woods too.
Yeah.
I said, there's some stuff going on out here.
Well, it wasn't far back through there to Hatcher Creek from him,
But he got that big pond back there in the middle of that huge field and all, and I mean, it's a perfect ambush spot. The way you can see something made that way from the, like, you can look at it on an updated satellite map image, and the way it's perfect, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a 0 wind in that bottom.
Yeah, it's that's some pretty land in there. I've hunted down there.
The old mill place back there too.
It's pretty in there. Back in there toward Hatchet Creek, boy, that's some beautiful land.
Another thing about Hatchet Creek, the reason I'm saying this because I got a $500 ticket for having a 410 loaded on my boat with me while I was shooting snakes, and I was baiting bush hooks with snakes. And anyway, me and my ex, we was going way on down in there, come up on this flooded out spot, going up there, real muddy, sloppy mud. You couldn't get out and walk because there mud so bad. There's old stink mud too. And anyway, it sounded like a group of monkeys going off in there. All that crap going crazy up in them woods.
Yeah.
When she started talking. When she wasn't talking, it quit. But it was said, it sounded
out on
Hatchet Creek down there, double bridges. Put in double bridges, go to toward the river.
Went down that way.
Down that way, about 2 or 3 miles, about a mile or so down in there, and it's big.
Close to where Guffey Creek comes in.
Yeah, actually, I think it was right at the mouth of it.
Yeah.
But it was spooky. I didn't think nothing about it then, but it wasn't long after that is when the first time I went up there with you.
Yeah, I know. They said the old Dixon Park down there on the management area used to have a lot happen in there.
Yep, I've been hearing folks that's in that hunting club on that. Right there, talk about a bunch of stuff. It's crazy.
Oh boy, I used to work with a quarry.
Pigs mutilated.
Oh boy, I used to work with a quarry. Hunted in there a lot. He lived right there at it. He's a German. I can't think of his name right now, but he's the one that had the one, and I need to go get with him on that. He's the one that told me about the one. He was up in tree stand, and when he was climbing down, something walked up to him real quick, and when he turned around, all he could see was this big silhouette. And that's when he told it, all I got's a knife on me, but I'll use it. And whatever it was, kept standing there and then turned around and walked off. But that also happened to a guy down there at Sockatoy. But now he had his rifle.
Oh man, he's hunting down there had some story. He told me a couple of things. He said, I don't know what it was I seen, but this is right before it was in December. Matter of fact, day after Christmas. Yeah. I was meeting him down there and his truck was there. I didn't seem to look in the truck if his stuff was in there, but that's his last day of his life. He stepped over a log, got bit by a copperhead. Yeah. And he was 70-something years old. and Mr. Wilson was his name, and Fred, and he anyway got back to his truck when he got bit. He got bit about 40 yards from the truck, across a log we'd stepped over every time we'd go in there, and I figured he was already in there at his stand, and but he wasn't, because I got out there and the stand was gone. That's when I went back and seen all his stuff in his truck, but he had called 911 to him out there, and they come got him, and yeah, he didn't make it. He lost his leg, died the next day.
That's bad.
Yeah, but he told me about some stuff out there. He's like, don't ever go out there by yourself.
Yeah.
He said, never go out here by yourself. He said, you amongst the other people that live out here. That's what he always says. He said, just respect it.
Places I don't go on a club much.
Yeah, he said, just respect it.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Yeah, I like to know, look, if I see it, I'm just going to do my best and not mess my pants up and walk away. I'm going to get back to my vehicle so I can leave. I'm not going to try to do nothing stupid. They got all these folks talking about, I'm going to shoot it. No, why?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's probably one of the worst things you could do.
Probably so, because it's going to take something to stop it.
And you know, they ain't always just one. There's more with them somewhere.
Yeah,
They stay pretty much. I mean, you have ones that be solitary here and there, but most of them, if there's one, there's another close by somewhere.
That's like that Patty film they show the whole thing. You can see where another one gets up and walks off with it.
Yeah.
When it gets at the wood line.
Yeah. So I mean.
Yeah, they're not alone.
They're not alone, and
whatever it is.
I mean, I ain't gonna shoot none unless it's trying to come toward me.
Yep.
Now, if it's coming toward me and I feel like, yeah, he's fixing to kill me, then yeah, I'm gonna put up a fight with him. But
I don't know what good we do, but we try.
I'll put a fight, you know. Well, Bubba, I know it's getting dark, and I know.
Yeah, my wife's gonna think I got a girlfriend if I don't hurry up and get home.
Well, we'll cut this short. I appreciate you being on.
Oh yeah.
And
I told you anytime though. I ain't bashful nothing I seen. No, I know what was there. I don't know what it was, but I know what I saw.
Well, I'm gonna get you on again, and we'll get you up on the club again. Because every time you went, something happened. I don't know if you draw on them or.
I don't know. I think it was. I think what just like a dog can pick up vibes off of people. Right. I think what it was is it felt the interest, the anticipation, and I guess a little bit of anxiety going on up there that night, like not knowing what you might see, and then the excitement off of it.
Well, there's some people they're drawn to too. I don't know why. I think some folks they're drawn to them.
And too, when I'm out doing stuff in the woods, I try to keep a closed mind as I'm doing what I'm doing, and I ain't looking for nothing else. That's when weird stuff starts happening.
Yeah, that's right.
But when there's not an acorn tree around and acorns are falling, no, that's getting thrown. Unless a squirrel's up there awake at night. I mean, I ain't never seen a squirrel doing nothing at night. So my daughter says they'll run out in front of your car sometimes at night, 9:30 at night.
Yeah,
that's how she wrecked one time.
Well,
no, that ain't
full moon night they will get
that cell phone's what caused her to wreck.
Them some when I was coon hunting on a full moon night, but
hey, kitty.
Well, everybody, y'all give us
I fed this cat a chipmunk, and that's my best friend.
Well, everybody, y'all give us a subscribe, a comment, a like, a share, and especially comment and hit that notification button.
Yeah, don't worry about what you see.
Kenny being on with me, and y'all will see him again soon. And this is Mark from Cedar Creek Bottoms Farmstead Life with Fireside Chats. We'll talk with you later. Bye.